right, let's talk about different degrees of burns. Okay, so a first degree burn is what our most superficial burn, and that's only affecting the epidermis, so that outer layer of skin. On a first degree burn, we won't see really any long-term damage of the skin. It's more like a mild sunburn. It may be red, painful, but there should be no blisters for a first degree burn. So as we move on to second degree burn, we start to see that it's still the epidermis, but then we're starting to get into some of the dermal layer, starting to see maybe some blisters, and it may be swollen, very painful. So it's more of getting deeper into your skin. This is up on the PowerPoint, so if I'm going too fast over this, feel free to get this from the PowerPoint. I wanted to go over how you calculate this percentage burns. So our third degree burn is we're starting to destroy. The epidermis is completely destroyed. The dermis is starting to also become destroyed, and we're starting to get into that subcutaneous layer. Remember, subcutaneous means below the skin, so we're talking hypodermis layer here. And it says the skin may appear white and charred looking, so may not even appear and a lot of times we are getting some nerve damage there, so these two are very painful, but this one may not be painful at all because we've destroyed some nerves. And then I didn't even know there was a fourth degree, but a fourth degree is when you start to hit those muscles and tendons and bones. So you're going really deep with a fourth degree, and it says you've completely destroyed nerve endings here and you have no sensation. So that is pretty severe. Third and fourth may require skin grafts, fourth for sure. So I know that I was at the emergency room with my mom, and a guy came in and he was holding up his hand and it just looked white as can be, and he said something he was doing something with a car and something had exploded, and it looked horrible, but he had no pain whatsoever, but they took him immediately back. So I say this is just giving you some examples of a first degree, that epidermis only. Second degree, we're getting epidermis and dermis and blistering. Third degree, we're getting destroying epidermis, dermis, and we're getting part of that hypodermis. And fourth degree, we are getting down into those bone area. So what I wanted to show you is something called the rule of nines. And so this is used to calculate the percentage. They say like 50% of his body was burned. Well, how do they know that? So they basically segment your body into nines. So each top torso, bottom torso is 9. You've got each arm is 4.5. Your front of your head is 4.5. The back of your head is 4.5. Each leg front is 9. And back is 9, and then your private area, inguinal region, is 1%. I will give you this chart on your test. I just want you to be able to use it. So let's do the example that I've given you, and then we'll do another one in class together. A 25-year-old female patient has sustained burns to the back of her arm. So we've got back of arm. So I'm just writing, or I can underline so I can keep up with it. Post trunk. The front of left leg, so front of left leg. The anterior head, so front of the head, so anterior head and neck, which is one area here, anterior head and neck, and the perineal area, which is there. And the perineum area, which is there. All right, so then we've got this. Let's look. Back of arm here, so that's 4.5, and you can use a calculator on here. So posterior trunk, is the back, and the trunk area this is all your trunk area here. So 9 and 9 is 18. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 18 there. So the front of the left leg, so here's my patient, and so that is the front, and so we can see the 9% here. Anterior head, so we've got the front of the head here, so another 4.5%, and then the perineum area, which is here, which is 1%. Now you're welcome to use a calculator. You can add those up. 4.5 and 4.5 is 9, and 9 and 9 is 18, 36. This would be 37%. You will be allowed to use a calculator on the test. So that's how you use the rule of nines. Okay?